I glance over intuitively and I see him, entirely wrapped in gauze.
Guys, enough.
Polar bear blasts though. He just looks at me and goes, I wish you a good race. Can I have your Wiener Schnitzel? Get me out! Get me the fuck out! I'm gonna suffocate! Fine, I admit it. I was a terrible roommate. But these stories are gold and I'm sharing them with the world. Some people need privacy because other people annoy them. Me, I'm the guy annoying everyone. Let's go back to when I was under 17. It was my first stage race and I got stuck sharing a bed with this older guy from another team. National team guys usually get along, and I had mad respect for him. I was the rookie, he was the seasoned one. I wasn't supposed to be annoying, but well, I was. First night we hit the sack. Next morning I wake up all cheerful and go, hey yo, what's up? Good morning, how'd you sleep? He looks at me dead serious and goes, awful. You rolled all over my side of the bed. I barely slept. I almost fell off the bed. You even took my blanket. And I was like, oh, sorry. I'll try to move less tomorrow night. Yeah, right. That's literally impossible when your body does that stuff subconsciously. Predictably, it happened again. Lucky for me, this guy was patient. But karma is a bitch. Fast forward 3 days later, the third stage finishes and I'm in absolute agony with stomach cramps. No idea why, maybe because it rained all day and I ate more dirt than calories. I can barely move, I don't go to massage. Normally, if I skip massage after a stage, you know something's seriously wrong. I'm not in bed the whole evening convinced I'm about to die. Dinner starts but I don't show up. So the coach comes to my room, he finds me full in half, gives me chamomile tea and it still better works. I'm just lying there in bed while everyone else is feasting. And then, here comes the twist. My roommate walks into the room, looks at my miserable, half-dead body and goes, hey, you won't be eating dinner, right? So, can I have your Wiener Schnitzel? I swear to God that was the moment my soul left my body. I didn't even know it was Wiener Schnitzel Day. And now this is how I find out? Through a man asking me to adopt my orphan Schnitzel? In my head I'm screaming, no, why today? Why not yesterday's dry pasta? Why Schnitzel? But out loud I just go, yeah man, take it. Just leave me alone. I can't even talk. Gold. Absolute gold. From that day on I realized karma's a bitch. But apparently one stolen schnitzel is enough to pay back for 3 nights of me rolling to his half of the bed. We had a national team training camp in early 2022. Everything was normal until I ended up rooming with this guy from another team. Only problem? That team had 3 positive COVID cases the day before. And he's completely chill about it. Me, I'm like, bro, I'm not getting COVID right before the season starts. So I ask him, did you test? He just dodged the question. I'm like, bro, I'm not f***ing around. Here's the test. Take it. I'm going full doctor specimen mode. He's like, but I don't want to test. What if I'm positive? Then I gotta go home. I lose it. I start taking the swab out, ready to shove it in his nose. He goes, fine, I'll take it. But if I do, you have to do it too. I'm like, sure. 100% convinced I'm good. So we take the tests. I'm ready for him to come up positive. Well, his test, negative. Okay, he wasn't lying. Mine, faint second line. The f***? Nah, this can't be it. Let's do another one. Same shit. Now the whole cycling crew turns into scientists. But no one can tell if it's positive. Third test, fourth test. Yup, positive. Suddenly everything flips. He panics, packs, leaves half his stuff behind. I'm laughing at how terrified he is. He's like, get away from me! Keep your mask on! He never wore it before. The rest of the team, acting like I'm a walking biohazard. I'm like, this is hilarious. But yeah, leaving the training camp, that part really sucked. Back in the juniors, I had this nightly routine right before I went to sleep. Breathing exercises. And this wasn't chill, relaxing, inhale stuff. These were VO2 max intervals. Full-on lung torture. Shit like that. I try to be considerate. If I could, I did them outside. If the roommate agreed, I did them in the room. And if someone wanted to sleep, well, sometimes I ended up doing them in the bathroom. Yeah, the bathroom. 30 minutes of loud, obnoxious, heavy breathing. One teammate once goes, dude, you can't do breathing exercise where I'm taking a shit. You're literally inhaling my crap. Fair point. From then on, I avoided the toilet whenever I could. Fast forward to an Italian stage race in Gianna. rooming with two guys who apparently thought they could outlast me. First night I did the breathing outside. Fine. Second night we agreed I could do them in the room, window open in the dark. They wanted to watch. Pure popcorn moment. I went through 3 rounds, each with 30 heavy inhales. At the end of every round, I'd hold my breath for 45 seconds, sometimes 90. Even with headphones in, I could hear a little sighs of relief, clearly wondering if I was still alive. Hilarious. I don't even know how I got through all 3 sets. I was about to lose it from laughing. Third night. Weather sucked. Pouring rain. No parking lot session this time. Yes, a parking lot, like the first night. The wow factor was gone, and they wanted to sleep. Fine, I get it. So I agreed to do the breathing exercise in the bathroom. Looking back at it now, I can see they were setting me up. I go through my breathing like always, and man, the air was so thin. The bathroom had no windows. It was getting hot. I pushed through all 3 rounds thinking, damn, it's getting really bad in here. I finished the last round. I'm lightheaded, sweating, air is thin as hell. I'm just so glad I'll finally get some real fresh air. I go to open the bathroom door and nothing. Door doesn't move. I'm like, no way. I must be dreaming. Try again. Still nothing. Now I'm standing there in the dark like an idiot thinking, bro, am I actually stuck? Did I pass out and enter a nightmare? I hit the door. Nothing. Push again. Nothing. At this point I'm questioning reality until I suddenly hear them laughing outside. That's when it hits me. Oh shit. This is real. And the air is getting worse by the second. Hot, stale, recycled, bathroom death air. I'm convinced they're holding a door, so I start pushing like a lunatic. I managed to move it maybe an inch, just enough to give me false hope. But it won't open. It's not budging. After like 5 minutes of fighting for my life, I realize, if I don't get out, I'm actually gonna pass out in this tiny Italian toilet. So I lose it. Full panic mode. I start yelling, get me out! Get me the fuck out! I'm gonna suffocate! While slamming on the door. Suddenly they stop laughing and I hear chaos outside. Dragging, scraping, furniture moving, and I'm thinking, what the hell did they put in front of this door? I finally burst out of the bathroom, completely pissed, ready to beat someone's ass. And then I see it. A massive wooden wardrobe. Like 2 meters tall. They dragged this thing across the room and wedged it in between the bunk bed and the door. Literally engineering a death trap. No wonder I couldn't open it. Apparently the only reason they even managed to move it again was because I was slamming the door like a psychopath. I'm standing there soaked in sweat, half alive, stuck between a bunk bed and a wardrobe trying to squeeze out. And one of them just goes,
"What's up, nothing? Did you just use up all the oxygen in the toilet?"
That line has me crying with laughter today. But back then, I wanted to murder them. Back in 2023, I was rooming with this Aussie dude. Not by choice, we'd been roommates before and it was mostly fine. Until this race. We're in Hainan, China. Tropical jungle. 35 degrees Celsius, 100% humidity. Brutal. At the beginning, I'm sharing a room with this Slovenian guy. All good. On the second stage, 3 of our riders got eliminated. And guess what? My roommate's one of them. With him out, I end up back in room with Aussie. Here's the deal. He loves air conditioning. Me, I avoid it like plague. If I use it, my throat kills me. I always get sick. Dry air plus me is instant suffering. The battle begins. He wants AC at 50 degrees Celsius. I'm like, mate, absolutely not. Max 10 degrees Celsius below outside. Compromise, 26 degrees Celsius. Sometimes he sneaks it to 23. I sneak it back. Round after round of secret thermostat moves. But then, I hit it genius mode. Warm air rises, cold air falls. His yoga mat goes right under the AC, polar bear blast zone. I, the chameleon, came up at the other end of the room, open sliding window, baking at 30 degrees Celsius overnight. Maximum distance, maximum temperature difference. Physics and psychology work in my favor. Just another reason why the Hololorns hate us. I cannot overstate how happy I was when we finally reached Japan. Single rooms. I barely fit in there, but it was a bliss. No AC wars, no sneaky thermostat battles, just peace. Back in those shithole dorms at Lavenir, I was back at my nightly breathing exercises, keeping the routine alive. First night, I'm rooming with the first guy. Fine. Second night, I'm alone in the room. Also fine. Third night, just 4 of us left in the dorm. I'm sharing a room with this guy who surprisingly lets me do my breathing exercises. He says I don't care, but I can tell it's getting under his skin. Classic. Then comes stage 4, disaster strikes. This guy, my chill roommate, crashes right after the beginning of the stage. He sends photos from the hospital looking like he got hit by a war zone. Bloody face, completely trashed. Everyone's scrolling through their phones, staring at the pics, saying, "Holy shit! He's destroyed!" I'm just sitting there like, please, don't show it to me. I'm barely holding it together in the group on this ends. Now you're going to make me relive this? Miraculously, I avoid the photos. Phew! I didn't want to dream about this nightmare later. 5 more stages left, and the 11-year pelt and is insane anyway. That night, because we were only 4, the guy literally barges into my room. I know he's there. I got woken up when he came in. I wake up for breakfast, navigate the room, eat, pack, avoid looking at him. Success! Yes, I did it. Then just as I'm about to leave the room, he calls, "Hey Nathan." I glance over intuitively and I see him, entirely wrapped in gauze. Fuck no! He just looks at me and goes, "I wish you a good race." Later, when he was back to normal, he admits, "I nearly turned white when I saw him." Back in spring training camp 2024, I was sharing a room with 2 younger teammates. Both were quiet, smarter kids, but not exactly chatty. It's the last night before we ride home. I'm sleeping like a baby, dreaming about how I'll drop everyone on the club race the next day. Then suddenly, in the middle of my dream, I start hearing this voice coming through the darkness. "Nathan. Nathan. Nathan." And there's this light. A bright-ass light. I suddenly snap awake and there's a person right next to me shining his phone light directly into my eyes, whispering that weird shit. My brain goes full cave and I start screaming hysterically. Like my buddy decided to scream without telling me. Pure survival mode. The guy jumps back like I summoned a demon. I genuinely thought someone was about to kill me. And then reality hits. I'm awake, I'm alive, and I start laughing. And I cannot stop. I'm giggling like an idiot who just dodged death. Tears streaming down my face. It gets worse. I laugh for like an hour straight. Meanwhile, the guy in the meal bed, the one who barely talks, the calmest dude on the earth, finally gets annoyed and goes, "That's serious."
Guys, enough.
Bro, the way he said it, I completely lost it. Even harder laughing. I'm done. Buried. Finished. Next morning, the guy who woke me up goes, "Hey Nathan, are you okay?" I'm like, "You tell me what the you were doing standing over me with a light like a horror movie." And he goes, "Sorry, you were snoring so loudly I couldn't sleep. I didn't know what to do. I tried waking you up, but you just kept screaming and laughing. I thought I hurt you or something. I swear I thought you were being exorcised. I swear, I've never laughed harder in my life."
These brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, never gotta roll with ice.